G'day guys, my name is Lord Tomo here again with another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collectible review. As you already know, I am Lord Tomo and we have the little blue star here. Good old Sonic the Hedgehog. He's actually holding one of my awards which I have yet to actually clean. Why haven't I cleaned it? And why do you have it, Sonic? Questions for another time. Anyway, let's get to the actual review and put this blue star aside because obviously we don't want to talk about him too much and show you the set. Now I'm just going to hold it all together. We'll obviously go through one at a time. Don't worry guys, we will do this one at a time. But here it is. This is the actual Sonic X Swicherz set review. You know, I'm going to probably play around with the actual title itself. I'm not 100% sure what I'm probably going to call it. I'm probably going to have that, maybe Sonic X Swicherz. I don't know guys. I'll work something out eventually before I upload this. So this is the actual set itself. Now during the peak of Sonic X, the animated cartoon, which I think is pretty awesome. A lot of people don't like him. Don't like, not him specifically, but for example Chris Redfern, he's just an obsolete character. Why even have him? Just have Sonic and the rest of the characters. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's a whole different review for a whole different story. So yeah, it's from the actual peak of Sonic X the cartoon. Now this item more or less was released in 2004, 2006 or 2004 to 2008. I'm not 100% sure. This was never actually released in Australia. It was more or less released for the European market / the American market, obviously because Australia isn't as big as America, which has its upsides and downsides, I suppose. We have fires, people, and our summer and beaches are perfect, except we have fires right now, but that's besides the point. So this is the actual set and it was released more or less in the peak. Now I will go through each individual item of course, just to show you what it does. Well, not what it does because all of them do exactly the same thing, but I'll more or less talk about it, I suppose. So yeah, that's pretty much its minor backstory in terms of what it is, and let's get to the nitty gritty, shall we? So we'll go through obviously the main star, because you know, you cannot start this without Sonic. I just think that accent suits this review for now. So this is the actual review. It's not review itself. This is the actual item itself. The first item out of the four. This is the modern Sonic the Hedgehog. Why do you say modern? Look at his eyes, pretty green. So the packaging is exactly the same for all of them. So I won't go too heavy on every other packaging. I'll just talk about one packaging and go from there. You have the good old icon Sonic the Hedgehog there. This character or this character design or this characteristic in terms of Sonic, you know, coming out in this kind of spheric sort of jaggedy spike thingy was common in most Sonic X items at the time when it was being released. I guess it was its gimmick, if you can call it that, as each Sonic game or each Sonic thing has its own forms of gimmick, which is not bad to be honest. It's just, you know, that's its thing. I do thoroughly like it. It's kind of like him coming out of a spinball popping up. Pretty awesome. And just a closer look at the picture, it is obviously just him with his eyes, pretty bad attitude. On the other side you have a Sonic X standard copyright. It says it's which, well, what does it actually say? It says it's dicks, it's swicherz. Wow. Marketing probably, you know, I'm not even going to complain. This is probably, you know, I picked it up because of what it is, so I'm not even going to, you know, bag out its marketing thing, but it's pretty awesome, I suppose. The stickable switch chamber, is that even a word? The stickable switch chamber. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm probably going to get told off eventually, maybe, I don't know, hope not. That's but I'll work with me, I guess. That's what it is. And obviously the description is: stick me on your computer, video game system, snowboard, surfboard, anywhere, and what does it say? Anywhere there is a flat surface. So yeah, you can stick it. I'll explain of course how it works, and you obviously have two arrows. What it is, one of the arrows says switch the base to any flat surface, switch the top with a 1/4 turn. That's more or less. I know it's pretty hard to see with the reflective light. And at the very bottom it switches. Yeah, so that's its general gimmick, I suppose. Now overall the initial, I guess, front cover of the packaging is pretty meh to me. It doesn't really stand out. It's kind of just like, if they got rid of all the text and just had Sonic, for example, and Sonic X, the whole thing would look awesome. But the fact that, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason the actual text here just kind of throws it off, and these arrows are kind of like meh sort of thing. But I don't know, it just, it works but it doesn't work. Now before obviously we talk about the item, we're just going to go briefly at the back. Once again, awesome logo. I absolutely love that logo. And on the other side you say stick the base, switch the top. It switches, it switches, it switches. The stickable switchables where you will start. So in the set there's actually 4. I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked the website myself, but I'm sure this is a franchise where we'll have other proprietary IPs in, I think, Mario or other ones. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't checked the website of this just yet. Obviously I just got this for the set. So the ones in the set for the Sonic series anyway is you have Sonic the Hedgehog, you have Amy Rose, you have the Ultimate Life Form Shadow, pretty badass, and you have a Dr. Eggman, aka Dr. Robotnik, or if you want to go hardcore, Dr. Ivor Kim. There's just so many variations, but I'm never going to bother. And there's just a brief little, I guess for the most part, what he can stick them and switch them with a 1/4 term. So this obviously person has it connected to his controller and his Xbox. Not bad. Now obviously my one didn't unfortunately give bought for this price, but I think it's $2 there, $3, $4, not bad. So on the other side it actually explains how to do it. Peel off the label which is on the bottom surface, switch me on any flat surface, so connect that to the flat surface and just put his head on, switch me with just a 1/4 term. So you plug it in, you switch it, and voila. Not entirely hard to operate. If you have troubles operating, please consult your parent or anybody that has a subotorial position, because honestly a 2-year-old could do this. Wait, what's the age limit? Age 3 and up. My mistake, a 3-year-old could do it. So here's obviously Slyke, and that's obviously his base. The base, he has a kind of a adhesive sort of base. You just connect it, you plonk it on, and you switch his head. Now obviously I can't be bothered taking this out of the package simply because I have no real purpose, and normally what I tend to do is buy seconds if I can, but obviously in this situation I can't. But they captured his head sculpt perfectly, obviously from his tails, from his ears to his back spikes to his even cheeky smile, which is on the side there, which I think is awesome. So it's pretty awesome. The only thing that kind of bugs me, if at all, is if you look closely at his eyes, it looks like he's very like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. That's Sonic. Obviously the second, which some people like it, some people don't. I'm just kind of in the standard. This is the love interest of Sonic the Hedgehog, not to be mistaken for the comic, which is slowly based. Now obviously the packaging is exactly the same, nothing entirely special there. The base is exactly the same. The only major difference is the head sculpt, of course. Now they captured this one perfectly well. If you are an Amy fan and you're collectible of Amy stuff, this is definitely worth the catch. They even catched her symmetrical fringe in every conceivable way, even her headband and her eyelashes, and obviously her little mouth. Pretty adorable. This is by far, I think, I haven't really thoroughly checked the other ones, but by far they captured Amy here perfectly. I have no issues with this whatsoever. Perfectly well sculpted. I quite enjoy it, to be honest. So that's before we get to the Ultimate Life Form, we go to my favorite, which is what I thoroughly like. Here is my favorite. Packaging is exactly the same, don't go nuts over it. Once again, they captured this perfectly fine. I love the fact that he's actually smiling and grinning and being a badass about it. They captured his mustache perfectly, his glasses, his little binoculars ish. I didn't know what they were, to be honest. So his sculpt is perfectly well, absolutely superb. I have absolutely no issues with this server, and just generally just his well sculpt. Obviously if I can get another set of this, I'll probably just take it out of the box and show you guys and probably give it away eventually, but at the current time it is well done. Love this one so much. And welcome guys, I am Shadow, the Ultimate Life Form. He is Shadow. Now this one's pretty awesome, to be honest, in the sense that, well, just look at him, he's pretty badass. They captured this perfectly well. Look at his eyes, he's quite, I'm gonna kick your ass. You have his mouth, you even got to so far to the actual spikes there, which is more or less pointing upwards, so you can look at the top, you can look at the side. So pretty awesome. I have no issue. I absolutely love this one. Perfect. The only major one, if at all, would probably be Sonic, but I don't have no issues with Sonic. Sonic is badass. So obviously that's the general consensus of it. Do I like this? Definitely. Would I even use it? To be honest, I don't need to use this, like in the sense that I have no real purpose just to connect it to anywhere. Maybe as a kid I would have had a ball filled with this sort of stuff, but now I'm just like, it's alright, just leave it in the package display, people can pick it up, look at it, that sort of stuff. So each piece, as you probably read, probably cost $4, $2 thereabouts. I got this whole set for about $20. I think shipping included is about $30 thereabouts. Pretty nice bargain for what I got for a couple of years ago. Now they do pop up every now and then on eBay and auction websites and all that sort of stuff, and they come in various prices, of course. Totally up to you if you want to collect this. I think it's a nice addition to any collection, especially when you have Shadow, which you don't get really much, and especially Amy and Dr. Eggman, Dr. Robotnik. I think, you know, definitely worth the cash. Obviously there's a lot of Sonic. I would prefer to have other characters, but I can obviously relate to why they would have Sonic, you know, everywhere opposed to every other character, because Sonic is obviously Sonic, obviously. So in prices it's about $35 thereabout. Now rarity, like I said, it really falls back to the collector, to be honest. Me personally, I'll give it maybe 6 stars out of 10. Obviously if you're a hardcore, you need to get this and you can't find it anywhere, the price, the rarity will go up. In terms of, you know, so I'll probably give this 6 stars out of 10. It's really up to you. I think it's a nice catch if you're actually going to use it. If you're just like me, where just put on the, you know, display and let people look at it, whatever, it does its job. I wouldn't go too crazy in the price, of course. And now, where can you buy it? Pretty much anywhere, really. Just look around. I'll probably just type in Sonic X on eBay and have a quick gander and see what's out there, to be honest. Nothing too crazy there. Is it worth it? I think so, depending on the collector, of course. Anyway guys, I do appreciate you staying by and looking at my review. I hope you enjoy this. You know, if you have any comments, by all means leave it. If you have any requests or anything specific characters, and if I have a collectible, I can definitely review. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching my vids, and remember, speed on and take care guys.